Hey everyone, it's Riggs back here with some more Star Wars news. Today we've got an article about Solo. I have not read this yet, so we'll be reading it together for the first time. I think I mentioned once before that even though I didn't like Solo as a movie or a story, I would like to see a sequel because I really dug where they were going with the crime lord element that was present. I want to see the villains, I want to see the criminal underbelly of a galaxy far, far away. So let's see what Jim Johnson at CBR.com has to say about Solo. Solo, a Star Wars story writer, is conflicted about a potential sequel. Solo, a Star Wars story's John Kasdan says he'd like to see a sequel, but also shares his excitement over the quality of current streaming content. The co-writer of 2018 Solo: A Star Wars Story says he'd welcome a sequel to the film, but also cites the wealth of new Star Wars streaming series since the movie's release standing to potentially overshadow any possible follow-up. I think the Lando show would be a potential follow-up. That's in the pipeline, and that shouldn't be overshadowing the movie that it kind of draws its inspiration from. Donald Glover was introduced in Solo, and Donald Glover presumably is going to do the Lando show whenever he has time to do it. And we should respect the choices that were made to bring him into the franchise. And he would have never been doing the show if it weren't for that movie. I've been very conflicted about it over the past couple of years. John Kasdan told comicbookmovie.com when asked about the possibility of a sequel and the movement to make a Solo 2 happen. I feel that too. I'm certainly one of those people. And when that time of year rolls around, immediately my imagination goes to all the things we intended to do. I guess they're talking about Christmas time now. Traditionally, Star Wars movies always released in May, and now since Disney took over, they're all at Christmas. So I guess this time of year, Kasdan is very somber, wondering what could be, what could have been with Solo 2. But then on the other side, I'm so overwhelmed by how much great Star Wars content is coming into the world at this moment, Kasdan said. I'm excited for the movie that Damon Lindelof is going to make. I'm excited for another season of Andor, possibly the best Star Wars show in history. Dave Filoni and John Favreau are just knocking out great fun pieces of candy every 6 months that we get to enjoy. Too many Star Wars series since Solo. 1 month before the release of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker in 2019, the most recent theatrical the many Star Wars series since Solo. 1 month before the release of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker in 2019, the most recent theatrical release of the Star Wars property, Disney Plus launched its streaming service with its premiere of Filoni and Favreau's The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian has aired for 2 seasons, with a third set to run beginning in March 2023, and generated a tie-in series, The Book of Boba Fett, which came out in 2021. The streaming service has also aired Obi-Wan Kenobi, featuring Ewan McGregor reprising his role from the prequel films, and recently concluded the first season of Andor starring Diego Luna, likewise returning to the character he first portrayed in 2016's Rogue One. Lindelof has reportedly been tapped to write a new Star Wars film, and as we learned in one of my previous videos, that they've fired almost everybody they've ever hired to make a new Star Wars film. Released on the 41st century of Star Wars: A New Hope, Solo chronicled the formative years of the young smuggler, played by Alden Ehrenreich. The film told the story of Han Solo's introduction to Chewbacca, his future best friend and first mate, as well as how he took possession of his iconic ship, the Millennium Falcon, from Lando Calrissian, played by Donald Glover. The film received mixed reviews from critics and fans and underperformed at the box office, leading to everyone saying that there's so much Star Wars fatigue, which now these guys are saying that all these shows are super great. I think if there's a reason for a Solo 2 is if there's a great reason, Kasdan said. Certainly, I'd be game if there were. What the heck is this article? It doesn't really say anything. They clipped a quote from this guy talking about something else. I think he's involved with Willow, right? And it's there's nothing here. I was looking for some Solo news. I want to know, is it going to be a series on Disney Plus? Are they going to do a movie? Is there rumbling that they're going to do a movie? This is just trash, which most of the articles from this CBR.com seem to be trash. Anyway, what do you think? Do you want to see Solo 2? Do you think they could make a Solo 2? Do you think they should make a Solo 2? What would you like to see? Do you like do you think, like me, it should focus on the criminal element, or do we want Ehrenreich to come back playing a young Han Solo again? Let me know what you think. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, like this video if you thought we did a good job with it, and send it around to your friends and help our channel grow. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.